Welcome to the Straight Red Card. I know Brett and I we've been away for a while. We took a little break. But we're back because, of course, last night the U.S. played Mexico. First game under Jurgen Klinsmann. And before we actually get to the game, Brett, I don't know, what were your thoughts about Jurgen Klinsmann wearing a non-U.S. tracksuit? Did that bother you?
No. I know there are plenty of fans out there that wanted a manager to wear a nice suit, look sharp on the sidelines, because they gave Bradley hell, and understandable for the sweatpants cycle.
Yeah.
But when he started wearing more of the tracksuit aspect of it, where they still gave him crap for that.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, I don't care. I mean, I know they talk about it being like it's a managerial spot. You know, basically it's like a supervisor spot for the sports team. You know,
yeah,
you're wearing a suit, and I'm like, it's nice to look at, but you know what? As long as he's comfortable and we're doing well in the field, I really don't care.
Talk about focusing on minutia, on mouse turds. You know, Jurgen Klinsmann could wear lederhosen for all I give a shit on the sideline, as long as he's winning the games. And he's
probably draw more attention from the news.
He could drink a beer, too, while he's doing it.
Why not?
I really don't care. I'm all for it. Other weird things in the news before we head on. I don't know if you mentioned, or you're probably working your ass off, so you missed Bocanegra's interview on ESPN today.
I did.
All about Jurgen Klinsmann and the game last night. And actually, Brett, the thing about the interview is that it wasn't about the game last night, and it wasn't about Jurgen Klinsmann, because that interview was the most meaningless piece of garbage ever on the face of the planet. It had no substance. Bocanegra, it sounds like he was edited like 8 times because his voice would just suddenly stop. He mentioned that the biggest thing that's happened are formation changes. That's what he sees in the future as the biggest difference with Klinsmann. You know what? ESPN, if you're going to have an interview with the captain of the United States national team, don't bother if it's going to be garbage like this. I mean, it was totally meaningless garbage.
Who interviewed him?
I don't know, some gal on ESPN. I don't know what her name is. It wasn't any of the big.
Why wouldn't you have somebody like Twellman or some actual soccer player like Lawless who will actually ask a question?
Because you
that people are concerned about.
Well, then you might actually get into soccer nerdism, and they don't want to do that because they're trying to sell soccer to the average everyday idiot. Anyhow, NBC buying rights to MLS games. That's nice.
They outbid FSC?
Yeah, that's nice. Less games on Fox. I'm sure Fox will retain, things that nobody watches, like the CONCACAF Champions League.
Which is a shame.
They may pick up the Open Cup. Those are things people don't generally watch. And so they'll hold on to those things, and hopefully maybe they'll continue to pick up some of the games outside of the Seattle, Portland, Vancouver, New York, and LA games, because those really are honestly the only games that are on any of the networks. And so maybe they'll be forced, Fox, to actually play some of the other games that nobody sees. So that's maybe some good news in this, but it's nice that NBC picked up. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have any complaints about it. Do you?
No, it was a good pickup by MLS. A good contract to nail out. You have some prime-time exposure, plus then you have their affiliates, Versus that has more. Basically, most people with cable, basic cable, not basic, but they don't have to worry about paying extra for Versus for the most part. There are some cable companies that still don't have it, but it's in more homes. Not necessarily soccer fan homes, so maybe they'll pick up some more random fair weather fans. But you know what? Fox Soccer, people have to pay for NBC and Versus, you really don't have to.
Yeah.
So I think personally, I think that's more of a positive. It's going to get more exposure, I think.
Sure.
Not necessarily to to pure soccer fans, but it's also going to get exposed to, like I said, the fair weather fans, the new fans to the sport, stuff like that. So
well,
it's
nice.
a positive.
Okay, good. Yeah, so we might be able to get a few more eyeballs watching soccer.
Right.
All right, other topic. Bob Bradley to Egypt. It's a nice thought. I'm glad he's in the top 3, but if he gets that job, I'll do a handstand. And, I don't know what else, but I'll do a lot of funky things if, in fact, Bob Bradley gets that job. Because as much as Bob Bradley actually may even deserve a shot at that job, the job's in Egypt, right? I mean, the whole idea is that the Egyptians were so pissed at losing to us. Why? Because we're Americans. That's what pissed them off. And it pissed them off because that's one sport they think, hey, that's one sport we can beat the Americans in. And they couldn't, and they didn't. And that pisses them off. Mm-hmm. And so I would find it ironic, but I also find it amazing if they're able to put up with all the public, outcry that would happen if an American took the reins of the Egyptian national team. And, of course, we haven't seen anything like that since Steve Sampson took the reins of Costa Rica. So, and this is a whole another continent.
And a whole new confederation and everything, and it's a crazy thing to think of with all the political unrest there.
Yeah.
While Americans can clearly can visit Egypt and be fine, it's just it's not just like I said, the political unrest, especially with Americans, it's a difficult situation. If he gets it, great. I mean, like you said, he something that he could possibly even deserve. He had a very successful tenure with the U.S.
Yeah.
Whether or not he gets it is just going to be up in the air. I would find it kind of humorous to see what the reaction would be if he got it.
No, the real good thing that Egypt would get out of Bob, you can guarantee from what you and I know about Bob, that he has at least one tape of and footage of every African national soccer team in his collection. So he'll be starting, at least with some information. Bob is a prolific researcher, and he collects other national teams.
I'm going to say you can see the same mentality with his son as far as playing. Everybody mentions how he's a student of the game. He's focused purely on the game, and
yeah,
it only makes sense that his father is a student as well.
Yeah,
constantly learning, constantly driving to be better.
Yep. Well, let's get to yesterday's game then. All right, because